people are, they're afraid of this Kekistani idea, and they're afraid that it's an alt-right movement, and it's almost entirely an elaborate comic charade.
Hello everyone, welcome to NeoUnrealist. It's been a while since I've spoken about everyone's favorite Canadian psychology professor, the notorious JBP himself, Jordan Peterson. Now, I'm bringing him up today because this to me is a novel way for journalists in the media to try and marginalize, really demonize the man. A British folk rock band, Mumford and Sons, announced the upcoming release of their newest studio album to the media, and they felt it necessary to have to face seemingly more questions, an inquisition really, about an innocuous picture that they took with Jordan Peterson back in May. More questions than it seems they got on the new album itself. This was amazing to me. Celebrities, from the mega famous down to B-listers and wannabes, probably take millions of pictures with people all the time. I mean, I seriously doubt that they do an in-depth socio-political ideological analysis of everyone who requests that they post for a picture with them. In fact, I imagine for people who achieve even a small degree of fame, it's just an ingrained instinct to accommodate these kind of requests. I mean, feeling honored that a total stranger thinks enough of them or their work to want to be in a picture with them. I mean, realistically, I'd imagine most would regard saying no to something like that to be rude, unless they're terribly busy or engaged in something like eating a meal at a restaurant at the time or something. It's probably not worth the trouble for most celebrities and pseudo-celebrities to say no to posing for a picture for all but the most universally loathed or heinous people. I mean, just from the standpoint of the bad public relations that a miffed fan posting about a negative experience with them in this age of social media, where even a relative nobody's post bashing them can go viral instantly. I mean, known murderers, child molesters, brutal dictators, I mean, they might merit a polite refusal, but Jordan Peterson? Come on. This is the kind of mindset behind this bogus alternative influence network study. I mean, have you seen this thing? I mean, I shit you not. The far left's newest smear tactic is to go after YouTubers, pardon me, I'll use the newspeak word, influencers, in the socio-political commentary sphere of YouTube, of which Jordan Peterson would certainly qualify, certainly one of the largest. He's got, 1.4 million subscribers to his YouTube channel now? Hell, he's transcended. He's got a best-selling book, he does talks and interviews, with media all over the English-speaking world. But what they've done is create this web of about 60 or 70 YouTube channels, of which you could probably count on one or two hands at most that are genuinely in the alt-right. I mean, then they smear all the other ones as bad through 6 degrees of separation. So you see, first you watch a PragerU video, and then you see Prager had Ben Shapiro on, and Shapiro, you see, he's appeared on Steven Crowder's channel, who once had Stefan Molyneux, who I'm sure he once interviewed Roaming Millennial, and then Roaming Millennial appeared on Matt Christensen's podcast with Blonde in the Belly and the Beast. Hey, didn't one of them talk to Andy Worski? And Andy, he talks to Faith Goldie and Black Pigeon Speaks and Sargon of Akkad and Styx Sexenhammer. Oh, wait a minute, I think Styx was in a stream with JF Garepi and Medicare and Nick Fuentes. I'm sure someone in that chain has appeared with the Red Ice Crew, Lana Lochtef and Hendrik Palmgren. And before you know it, you may as well be binge-watching Millennial Woes and Jared Taylor and RSVPing to Richard Spencer's next Washington, D.C. conference so you can stiff-arm salute while chanting Hail Victory. I mean, get the hell out of here. In the United States of America, the Western world in general, we don't generally operate with the value of guilt by association and collective punishment. The left used to call that McCarthyism. Remember those old days when the left announced things like the House Un-American Activities Committee? So yeah, if Jordan Peterson were, say, Louis Farrakhan or Bashar Assad, and the Mumfords didn't want to be photographed with one of them, you could make an argument that, some people are beyond the pale. But refusing to use words like Z and Zir and to apply plurals when the singular is called for, just like 99% of the English-speaking world also doesn't do, that does not elevate someone into the ranks of the untouchable. Now, what happened here, the producer from Mumford and Sons, a guy named Paul Epworth, he brought in Jordan Peterson while he was touring over in England, pimping his book and making public appearances. He brought him to the studio, where Mumford and Sons presumably were working on their new album, and band member Winston Marshall, who says he's read both of Jordan Peterson's books and saw him speak, says, he has an interest in Jordan Peterson's work on psychology, which if you do a minute's worth of research into the band, it'll become quite clear why. Their Wikipedia page's section on their musical style and development says the following. Much of Mumford and Sons' lyrical content has a strong literary influence. Its debut album name, deriving from William Shakespeare's Much Ado About Nothing, great play. The track Sigh No More includes lines from the play such as Serve God, Love Me and Mend, for man is a giddy thing, and 1 foot in sea and 1 on shore. The title of the song, Roll Away Your Stone, is an allusion to Macbeth. The song includes the line, Stars hide your fires, and these here are my desires, which borrows and pairs down Macbeth, the line in Act 1, Scene 4, where they go, Stars, hide your fires. Let not light see my black and deep desires. Additionally, The Cave includes several references to the Odyssey. In particular, the sirens that Odysseus encounters on his journey home. The song also contains many references to G.K. Chesterson's book, St. Francis of Assisi, in which Chesterton uses Plato's cave as a way of explaining how St. Francis views the world from God's perspective. Little Lion Man appears to be a retelling in dramatic monologue form of Chrétien de Troyes' Yvain, the Knight of the Lion. I think they refer to Gawain there, the Arthurian knight, which is the story of a knight who goes mad after betraying a promise to his wife to return to her. Both Tim Shell and Dust Bowl Dance draw heavily from the John Steinbeck novels of Mice and Men, East of Eden, and The Grapes of Wrath. Wow! Do all those references to great works of English and classical Western literature sound vaguely familiar? Have we not seen dozens upon dozens of videos on Jordan Peterson's channel where he dives into the symbology in great Western art and literature, especially religious-themed art and literature? But, Shakespeare, Plato, Homer, Chesterton, Chrétien de Troyes, John Steinbeck. Do you think if you had the opportunity to pick Jordan Peterson's brain on the works of authors like that you're interested in, that you would pass it up? Well, I didn't think so. Anyway, in trying to shame Mumford and Sons for posing for a picture with Jordan Peterson, the CBC's article from yesterday wasn't even the most over the top with that. No, that honor goes to Jazz Monroe, writing for the Quietus, I think all the way back in August. Now remember, this picture was put up to Instagram back in May. The first big dust up over this started in August. It's almost October already. This is an issue. So at least Monroe has the courage to shit on the Mumfords, from the perspective of someone clearly flying the flag of cultural Marxism. I mean, how dare those well-educated white guys from England fetishize American bluegrass music? Their music has no character because they're not women or artists of color. You can feel free to hate these lazy appropriators because of their lack of disenfranchisement and the power imbalance. It's the CBC and, writers like Jazz Monroe that make me sympathize with the members of a band I never would have listened to their music before this. It's just not my thing. But thanks to this nonsense, you know, I have, and at least now I'm mildly interested. I think I might not be alone in that. So, in that sense, their attempt to shame this band and decrease their following may wind up backfiring. That's all for this NeoUnrealist. Like the video, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and set it to all if you want to keep up with the new content. Follow the links to Patreon and the like if you want to go above and beyond in your support, throwing your hard-earned drachmas at the channel. And most of all, thanks for watching.
I spent a substantial part of the last month cleaning up my room and my house because we had renovated it, and then all of this happened, and so my room has been an absolute chaotic nightmare.